How's it going, pals? Baldur's Gate 3 developers are once again proving why they're a cut above the rest with their latest upcoming update. Boy, oh boy, do they have some things in store for us. Photo mode, crossplay, and 12 subclasses coming next year. So as far as crossplay, we're looking at the game becoming completely all-around crossplay from PS5 to PC to Xbox to Mac. As they state here, it's going to be fully crossplay just as the gaming gods intended. That's what they said word for word, which is awesome, to be honest. I mean, at this point, with everybody having different friends with different financial obligations, it's great that crossplay is really becoming like the standard amongst gaming. Now we're going to jump into the section that I'm most excited about, subclasses. So as you know, I'm a big roleplay and immersion gamer. So most of my content is about roleplay or immersion, and we're getting 12 new subclasses. That's one subclass for each and every class in the game. We have the bards getting College of Glamour, which seems to take a focus on healing and kind of enchantment type of stuff, since it says you'll be able to heal your allies and command and control your enemies. So it seems like it's a more enchanting and heal based thing for the class, which to me, I mean, that's essentially what the bards were already doing, but I guess this is going to be more specialized, so I'm not too mad about it. I personally haven't even done a full bard playthrough, so I'm excited to see that. We have barbarians getting Path of Giants. This is allowing them to increase their size and their strength, which is going to have a great deal of influence over your carrying capacity and being able to throw and do things such as that are strength-based. Then we have clerics getting the Death Domain, which seems to be a cleric class that's going to mostly focus on necrotic damage, which is pretty cool. Druids are getting Circle of Stars, which is going to be a class that's based on, astrology and just constellation themed moves. As it says here, specifically focused on constellations of the Archer, Chalice, and Dragon. Each one favors a different playstyle and strategy. So being that druids are mostly focused on nature, it seems that they're encompassing the stars in space and constellations in that whole thing. Paladins are getting Oath of the Crown, which is mostly focused on upholding the principles of law, as it says here. You'll be able to taunt enemies with strategic interrupts and keep your party standing strong with Divine Allegiance, absorbing their damage while restoring their health. Fighters are getting Arcane Archer. This is a little confusing to me because don't we already have that as a thing in the Ranger class? But it says mastering the dual arts of magic and marksmanship. The Arcane Archer subclass offers unique skills on top of new shooting animations. That's cool. Banish foes to the Feywild, removing them from the battlefield for a turn, or unleash psychic damage that forces enemies to make a wisdom saving throw or be blinded until the start of their next turn. Monks are getting a Drunken Masterclass. I'm sure there are so many people excited about the fact that they could do genuine Drunken Fist roleplay. They'll get moves such as Intoxicating Strike, or Sober Realization, which sobers up drunk targets, dealing physical and psychic damage. That is actually more hilarious than anything else. Rangers are getting Swarm Keeper, that provides rangers with 3 kinds of deadly swarms to assist them in combat. The Cloud of Jellyfish deals extra lightning damage. The Flurry of Moths deals psychic damage. And the Legion of Bees provides piercing damage and focuses the enemy to make a strength saving throw or be knocked back 15 feet. Interesting. Now, I'm sure these classes have more to them than what's just in these descriptions here, but it's still pretty interesting stuff. And I'm just glad that they're not just adding little details, but adding whole new classes is what's exciting to me. Rogues are getting Swashbuckler, which is kind of like a pirate themed thing, I'd imagine. Play dirty by tossing sand at enemies to blind them. That is so funny, bro. It seems to me like they gave us the tools to add mods and things, which is great. Bethesda. But they're taking the mods, learning from them, and incorporating some of the things into the game. And the preface to this whole entire update was actually them congratulating everybody and thanking everybody for all the mods that they put up. Let me see here. It said that people have made what? People have made more than 3,000 mods, bro. Swashbucklers also can disarm targets or use the fancy footwork passive while meleeing your enemy to ensure they can't make opportunity attacks. Sorcerers are getting shadow magic. Yes, bro. Yes. I like when they add things like that because at a certain point, a lot of the different spellcasters kind of start to run together, if I'm being completely honest. I know we don't want to say anything bad about Baldur's Gate, but it does seem like a lot of the magic-based classes just are recycling things, to be completely frank. But in the last update, it did seem like they were focusing on making a lot of your evil or choices actually have substantial effect to your ending by adding a new evil ending and things of the sort. So it makes sense that they would add something like shadow magic. I'm happy about it. Warlocks get Hexblade. Hexblade warlocks make a pact with an entity from the Shadowfell that manifests in the form of magical weapons. Curse your enemies and force their souls to do your bidding. Slay any enemy that isn't generally an element of nature, construct, giant blob, or already dead, and you'll be able to raise their spirit from their corpse for 10 turns. This new summon can deal necrotic damage and will rip away a chunk of your enemy's soul to provide your Hexblade Warlock with healing. That's interesting. Wizards are getting Blade Singing. The Blade Singing subclass merges swordplay with wizardry. Expect new spellcasting animations when casting spells with your weapon, a new Blade Song ability to grant you supernatural speed, agility, and focus, plus give you a bonus to any constitution saving throw you make. It seems like there's a lot of balancing going on between people that may want to be wizards and use blades or blades that want to use spells, you know what I mean? Then we have photo mode, which is, pretty self-explanatory. So it looks like they're going to do early testing in January. And you'll have an opportunity to register your interest before then. Things will be done a little differently this time around, so we'll be back with community update number 31 to take you through what's being tested and how you can take part. Again, man, it just seems like the Baldur's Gate 3 developers don't just make a good game that's a finished game, but the things that they're adding aren't things that should have already been, aside from something like photo mode. I mean, that's pretty standard in games nowadays, but I'm not mad at them for not having photo mode at the release, you know what I mean? But that's all I got for you guys today. Much love as always. Be safe out there. Follow me on TikTok